Welcome to the latest episode of Bikes, Sights, and Bites. Join us through the pasture fields and farmland of Baldwin County as we roll towards Pensacola, where history meets endless discoveries. We taste the coast, breathe in roasting coffee, and wander streets alive with culture and horsepower. As the sun sinks into a painted Gulf sky, the day ends with lasting memories and a kind of satisfaction only a perfect ride can bring.
Today it feels great with mild temperatures this morning and lower humidity than we've had lately.
We start a ride at Buc-ee's, fueled up and ready to roll.
We head to Pensacola to check out Cycle Gear and see what new motorcycle gear we might need.
Then we're off to Patti Seafood. First stop for both of us.
Next is a fresh cup of coffee where the beans are roasted right in-house.
From there we begin our tour of several museums in Old Town Pensacola.
Then we take a short ride up the Pensacola coastline in search of some Italian dining.
Finally, we head back to Buc-ee's to fuel up and wrap up the day.
Perdido Beach Trading Company at US 98 and County Road 95. Step back in time with vintage gas pumps, classic station signs, and a treasure trove of unique finds.
Crossing the Perdido Bay Bridge on US 98, we glide nearly 2/3 of a mile between Alabama and Florida, high above the sparkling waters of Perdido Bay.
Cycle Gear is one of our go-to shops. They usually have exactly what we're after. Today we're on the hunt for an easier way to get the motorcycle wheels shining and to freshen up our helmets so they smell as good as they look.
One of the best purchases we ever made was our Cardo head units.
I have the Spirit HD.
I've got an older model, Freecom 4 Plus. Our Cardos make every ride better. We can listen to our favorite music, talk to each other clearly no matter the wind or road noise, and even keep up with the latest football scores while we're riding along. If the phone rings, we can answer without ever taking our hands off the bars. It's all about staying connected, entertained, and in sync mile after mile.
Patti Seafood has been serving Pensacola since the early 1930s, when Anna and Joe Patti first sold fish from their front porch. Today, it's a true community staple, offering fresh Gulf seafood like pompano, cobia, amberjack, triggerfish, monkfish, and even Maine lobster flown in several times a week. For locals and visitors alike, it's the go-to spot for quality, variety, and friendly service. Oh my.
Number 5.
still recording.
Welcome to Alla Prima Coffee Roaster in Pensacola, Florida, a small batch specialty coffee shop and micro roastery. Here, they roast their beans in-house, serve fresh brews, and showcase local art, making it a favorite stop for coffee lovers and creatives.
So this is the roastery. Here we have a 25-pound propane-powered roaster.
Okay.
And when it's fired up, it's turning kind of like a washing machine or a dryer. And this is the hopper. Raw coffee beans go in. There's a flame down here that lights. We have a control panel here. It's completely manual, so it's not automatic in any way. We don't set it for a roast and walk away. We guide it and drive it.
It's cool. Where do you get your beans from?
I use an importer that carries coffee from all over the world, and it's the biggest U.S. importer, Cafe Imports. I get coffee from 10, 11 different countries, and I have one direct trade with a farmer in Nicaragua, and he imports his coffee and he delivers it to me, which is pretty cool. I can text him and bring some over.
Try the brown velvet shaken espresso. Sweet, cool, and refreshing with a rich, full flavor. The touch of brown sugar really takes the flavor up a notch.
I went for the cold brew. It was smooth, bold, and perfectly chilled, with a clean finish that made it easy to enjoy every sip.
Many thanks to Summer for taking the time to show us around.
I also had to try Wendy's. It left me with a little bit of coffee envy. Step inside Pensacola's Museum of Industry, where lumber, brick making, fishing, and railroads tell the story of Port City's rise from frontier outpost to a thriving Gulf Coast hub.
Watch out! Watch out! Look, there's a bell. You gotta ring it. We are taking a tour of Old Pensacola Village, walking through historic homes and century-old church. Each step reveals a glimpse into the city's early days and the lives of the people who built it.
Them old gas pumps. That's old. Yeah, there was pictures of trolleys we saw online in Pensacola. Get on this thing. Pensacola Bay Bridge, known locally as the 3 Mile Bridge, spans 16,140 feet across Pensacola Bay. It rises 65 feet to allow ships to pass below. It links downtown Pensacola with Gulf Breeze. In September of 2020, Hurricane Sally damaged the span, closing it for repairs. Traffic returned in May of 2021, and the new twin span bridge was finished in February of 2023.
So we had a change of plans for dinner. Shocking, because that seems to happen a lot.
Yeah, I think we're about 50-50 on our dinner plans.
For our original place where we were going to eat, but that's okay because we ended up at a beautiful place just across the bridge from Pensacola in Gulf Breeze, Florida.
Yeah, just a short drive, maybe 7-minute drive across the bay, I guess, here.
Lillo's Tuscan Grille.
Yeah, it's attached to a hotel, but it's a pretty fancy Italian-looking place. We decided to set up out here on the back porch. Literally in the name, as you walk in, you'll see it in the video, it says it has great sunset.
As an appetizer, we ordered the bruschetta loaf, which features crusty bread topped with ripe sliced tomatoes and creamy fresh mozzarella. Homemade pesto adds vibrant flavor, finished with a drizzle of aged balsamic, olive oil, and a sprinkle of Romano cheese. And yes, Matt even ate the tomatoes. I ordered the Italian meatball spaghetti, 1 large meatball and a thick, dark red homemade sauce.
And I ordered the homemade meat lasagna, and it smelled awesome.
The sauce was fresh and perfectly seasoned, the meatball tender and juicy, and the spaghetti was cooked just right. Every bite was full of rich, flavorful Italian taste, and the garlic bread was the perfect accompaniment.
What started with aroma unfolded into a meal worth slowing down for. Lasagna layered with pasta, packed with seasoned ground beef, and softened by creamy ricotta. Mozzarella sealed the top, and a bold, unapologetic sauce brought it all together. Dense, deliberate, and more than enough for one setting. A meal that satisfied without compromise. So for the dessert tonight, we decided to go with a cheesecake with
It's a turtle cheesecake.
turtle cheesecake, which means it's pecan
Caramel, chocolate,
and cheesecake.
and graham cracker crust. Looks like homemade.
It's a very, very thick piece of cake. Definitely enough for 2.
There are no words for how good this is. This is like slap your mama good.
Very rich.
It is.
Very, very creamy too.
Helpful.
That's good.
Very good. Thank you for joining us on our ride to Pensacola. We explored historic streets, fascinating museums, enjoyed local coffee and delicious food, and soaked in all the sights the city has to offer. With its vibrant culture, Pensacola is full of experiences just waiting to be discovered. Please like and subscribe to our channel, and as always, stay safe out there.